The weather changes, and there is a new Madonna controversy. This one is a video that MTV, the popular cable music video channel, refused to air. Instantly, a storm of questions arose. Is this a kind of censorship? Has Madonna finally gone too far? We'll look for some answers when I talk with Madonna in just a few minutes. And we will see, in its entirety, the video that has caused all this noise. But first, the controversy itself, with correspondent Ken Kashiwahara.
So now what?
Nudity, suggestions of bisexuality, sadomasochism, multiple partners. Finally, MTV decided Madonna had gone too far. Her latest video, Justify My Love, was banned.
Now, for the first time, the channel has decided to take a pass on a clip by pop music's hottest star.
For 6 years, this star has turned shock into success, consistently pushing the outer limits of the outrageous, of what is permissible, what is not. Madonna has attracted millions of fans around the world and offended many in the mainstream. Like a Prayer, for example, was criticized by religious groups as blasphemy. And because of this video, Pepsi-Cola canceled a Madonna TV commercial, despite having paid her $5 million.
I wouldn't have turned out the way I was if I didn't have all those old-fashioned values to rebel against, so.
Madonna's career has been fashioned by her vision of sexuality, from her gyrations to her dress. Madonna underwear worn as outerwear became a fashion craze. Even her serious endeavors tend to be sexually suggestive. Madonna urging, get out the vote.
And if you don't vote, you're going to get a spanking.
While MTV has banned Justify My Love, the pay TV channel, Jukebox, has decided to show it.
We're not a censor, and we don't position ourselves as a censor. I think we're very sensitive, though, to our audience.
So whether she is deliberately provocative and in bad taste, or performing within the limits of artistic expression, Madonna continues to carve a career out of controversy. This is Ken Kashiwahara for Nightline.
And now the video. Obviously, we are broadcasting it late at night, and we expect that only adults are watching. You should know this video includes graphic portrayals of sexuality and nudity. She is certainly controversial, but she is also certainly popular. Madonna's first 4 albums sold 48 million copies, and Forbes magazine calls her the top-earning female entertainer this year. Madonna joins us from Los Angeles. Am I correct in assuming that if an artist wants an album or a record to be very popular, you need to have airplay, or usually you need to have airplay on MTV?
Well, it's a very important marketing tool for an artist, yes.
So should I assume then that you went through the ordinary process, that's to say that you, with MTV in mind, put together your video and simply submitted it to their standards committee thinking it would get the clearance that it always has?
Yes, I did.
Well, you know that or at least your record company knows that nudity is banned by MTV. They're not going to allow any...
Well, I'm not so sure about that, because when I did my Vogue video, there's a shot of me where I'm wearing a see-through dress and you can clearly see my breasts. Now, they told me that they wanted me to take that out, but I said I wouldn't, and they played it anyways. So I thought that once again I was going to be able to bend the rules a little bit.
Well, you certainly were bending the rules a lot more than you had in the past, or did you feel that you were well within the bounds that you had been?
I guess half of me thought that I was going to get away with it and that I was going to be able to convince them, and the other half thought, well, no, with the wave of censorship being, and the conservatism that is, sort of sweeping over the nation, I thought that there was going to be a problem.
Well, when you say you thought you could get away with it, am I right? Have you sort of pushed the envelope a little bit with each one? With every video you've tried some new things, if only to be experimenting for your own reasons?
Well, I think that's what art is all about, experimenting. But it is an expression. It is my artistic expression, and for me, a video is the filmic expression of the song, a visual that describes what the song is about. And you've got to listen to the words of the song. It's about a woman who's talking to her lover, and she's saying, tell me your dreams. Am I in them? Tell me your fears. Are you scared? Tell me your stories. I'm not afraid of who you are. And so, we're dealing with sexual fantasies and being truthful and honest with our partner, and these feelings exist, and I'm just dealing with the truth here in my video.
Well, let me tell you why I asked that, because there are a lot of people in the industry who have said, look, this is one of the best self-marketers in the business. We have never really seen anything like it. And she knows how to push right to that edge. And this was a win-win for you. If they put the video on, you would get that kind of play, and if they didn't, you'd still make some money. It was all, in a sense, a kind of publicity stunt.
Well, it may seem like it was a publicity stunt, and actually I was very lucky, but I must say I did not plan on selling this video. I just went in there to shoot it, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to think about whether it's going to get played or not. I'm just going to do it. This is how I truly feel about this song. This is how I want to express myself. And when we gave it to MTV, we asked them if they would play it. They came back a while later and they said no. I said, is there one scene or another that you specifically object to? And they said no, it's the whole tone. So we didn't really even have a chance to try to make it viewable. They rejected it completely. And so then I had to think, with my manager, what next? What should we do? And we decided, hell, let's sell it. Let's sell it like a video single. It's never been done before. And, the controversy just happened. It wasn't planned, but,
But in the end, you're going to wind up making even more money than you would have.
Yeah, so lucky me.
But the question that I think a lot of people are concerned about is you say you go into the studio,
Yeah.
and you want to illustrate this song, and you're
Yeah.
doing it in the way that you want. But
Yeah.
they see a kind of trend where you are pushing the limits of sexuality. In this case, you have nudity, and you have bisexuality, and you have apparently group sex. And they're thinking that maybe you're... Pardon me?
What are you saying? You're saying I'm pushing the limits of sexuality?
No, you're
'cause
pushing the
I'm
limits of what's permissible.
Okay.
That you're carrying it a little further each time. And I guess what people are asking then is, where is that line? Where do you finally say, okay, this is far enough?
That's a good question, but then I would like to address the whole issue of censorship on television. Where do we draw the line in general? I mean, if
But you
MTV...
can't go that far yet. First you have to tell me where you draw the line.
Well, okay, I draw the line in terms of what I think is viewable on television. I draw the line with violence and humiliation and degradation, okay? And I don't think any of these issues are evident in my video. That's where I draw the line. That's what I don't want to see.
But I guess that then one woman's art is another woman's pornography. I'm thinking of the Express Yourself video. I mean, there are images of you chained. There are images of you crawling under a table, and there are a lot of people who are upset by that.
Okay, I've chained myself, though, okay? No, there wasn't a man that put that chain on me. I did it myself. I was chained to my desires. I crawled under my own table. There wasn't a man standing there making me do it. I do everything by my own volition. I'm in charge, okay? Degradation is when somebody else is making you do something against your wishes.
So
okay?
I understand. Is the expression then of sexuality, so long as it's two consenting adults, any form of sexuality, all right on television?
Well, then I would first I'd like to say I don't believe in censorship of any kind, but then I would like to say that I believe in labeling, and I would believe in some kind of, warning label, or some kind of label that would say to adults, after a certain hour we're allowed to, play these kind of adult-themed videos, But then, okay, so I've dealt with sexuality, but I also think that we should also have categories for other issues that I think are not necessarily good for 10-year-olds to watch, okay? I mean, I think MTV should have their, their violence hour, and I think they should have their degradation to women hour, and then we could have an hour where we deal with adult sexual themes. But, if we're going to have censorship, let's not be hypocrites about this. Let's not have double standards, I mean, why is it okay for 10-year-olds to see, someone's body being ripped to shreds, or Sam Kinison spitting on Jessica Hahn? Why are we going to deal with these issues? Why is that okay? Why do parents not have a problem with that? But why do they have a problem with two adults, two consenting adults displaying affection for each other, regardless of their sex?
Madonna, you've raised about 30 important questions, and I think we ought to get at those when we come back.
Well, I only have a few minutes. So.
We're going to come right back after we pay some bills here, and we'll explore those questions in just a moment.